I was asked by a family in County Wexford, the Summers family, approximately a year ago, to look at some they claim were very serious anomalies in regard to land ownership in which CRH is involved. And I raised it at this meeting last year and just put the board sort of on alert that there was something going down. We're looking at this. We then telephoned Mr. Miles Lee's office to see how he thought how appropriate or the most appropriate way to bring it forward. And we were put in touch with Mr. Tom Healy. Now, we have explained to Mr. Healy all of the issues involved, and that there's a very, very considerable file. It's a massive file. It would take approximately 3 hours to go through it. Now, we have offered, not once or twice, but 4 times, we have offered Mr. Healy the opportunity to review this file. However, Mr. Healy is writing to us and saying he wants this document and that document and the other. This will go on for 2 years or 3 years. Mrs. Summers is over 80 years of age. We pointed this out to the board. We pointed this out to Mr. Lee and indeed to Mr. Manifold. And all the Summers family is asking is that CRH come and inspect the file and sit down and look and see how the anomalies can be sorted out. Now, it gives us no comfort going forward and bringing situations to Mr. Healy when he can't even deal with the first situation that's before him, which is Wexford. So I would ask the board, are they going to conduct a full review? Are they going to accept and look at and review the file, the Summers file? Yes or no? I just finished by saying the entire file is relevant to CRH, and we challenge you to come and inspect it.
So my advice to you is send it to Mr. Tom Healy. And I think, and I know that's what the correspondence has been with you.
Why?
CRH is only interested in CRH, not in other land transactions that may be adjacent to the land that was purchased by CRH.
Mr. Chairman, I hope that's on record. Please have all this on record, because you will inspect these files one way or the other. I've asked you on behalf of the Summers family to inspect the files that are relevant, and you have refused to do so. I'm finished with that.
Hello there, my name is Jacinta Summers, and I engage Seamus in relation to our case files in Wexford, and I just briefly want to say how it started. That about 10 years ago, 2 executives of CRH called down to my elderly mother on the doorstep, unannounced, trying to get her to sign some documents. As it turned out, Mr. Clark didn't bring the document he wanted signing, and he left and came back 2 weeks later. This continued on for, I took the document off my mother and I told her not to sign anything, because CRH executives turning up on her doorstep 25 years after a land deal, getting her to sign documents seemed a bit unusual to me for a company like CRH. So I took the form off Ma'am, and one day I was at home and one of the directors came down, property manager came down, and he said to me, we're a reputable company and we don't want to have to, I just do this in my kitchen. I asked him to leave and we made arrangements to meet in the Ferry Carrick Hotel in Wexford, and we did on a number of occasions. And we met and he told me to go home and put a figure on it, and I asked him what was I putting a figure on. He said, well, it wouldn't be hundreds of thousands. Now I can show you, I have an independent person with me. And so this went on back and forward, and in 2007 the charge was lifted off the land that Roadson had bought from Ma'am, and I thought that was the end of it. In 2011 Mr. Jim Farrell came down, or actually rang me one day in work and asked would he meet, and I said I would meet in the Ferry Carrick Hotel again. Same thing, he sat down, he hired a room in the Ferry Carrick Hotel to talk to myself and Ma'am, and he said to me the transfer between Summers and Roadstone wasn't done properly. Now over the last 10 years I've gathered a substantial file in relation to the CRH deal. Now, one day the property manager rang me and he was sitting on the forecourt of the garage opposite my mother's house. Now, I don't know, but it just seems very strange for me for a company like CRH to conduct their business like that, for something to get a charge. I was also reminded that his sister was a High Court judge and would cost me $50,000 a day in the High Court, which I wasn't impressed to hear anyway. So they repeated their attempts coming up and down, but didn't get it signed. And in relation to Mr. Healy, as Seamus admitted, we've been writing to Mr. Healy, and he disputed that we are wrong in our dates of contracts and data transfers. Now, there's the contract that anybody's more than welcome to have a look at. It's the original, as well as the box of files that accompany it. But what I find strange is that CRH down bullying a widow woman with 11 children to sign documents, and up and down, and came several occasions to Wexford. But when the file was completed, it took me 10 years to put together. They don't want to come down. I mean, if I was to send them a document now and a document then, I'd be 80. And I think in fairness to my mother, she deserves just the truth, or just even the dignity to engage with her and tell her what happened or what didn't happen.
Yeah,
Thank you.